3.
Every who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head was around just white. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's.
Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town, for he knew every who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging the mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow's Christmas is practically here. Then he growled with his fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew. All the Who girls and Who boys would wake bright and early. They rushed for their toys and then, oh the noise, noise, noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise. Noise. Then the Who's jumped on all would sit down to their feet.
And they feast.
Feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beef,
Which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
and then they do something he liked least of all.
Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand.
And the Who's would start singing. They'd sing. And they'd sing.
And they sing.
Sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it. Now I must stop this Christmas from coming, but how?
then he got an idea.
An awful idea.
The Grinch had a wonderful idea.
I know what just to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clapped.
What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found.
Did that stop the old Grinch?
No.
The Grinch simply said.
If I can find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags
And some empty sacks.
on a ramshackle sled and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up. And the sleigh started down to the homes with the Who's lace moon. All the windows were dark, white snow filled the air.
all the Who's were swimming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square,
This is stop number 1.
the old Grinchy Claus hissed.
He climbed the roof, empty bags in his fists.
Then he slid down the chimney a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it,
And so could the Grinch.
he got stuck only once for a moment or two.
Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace with a few little stockings all humming around. These stockings
He grinned.
are the first thing to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant.
Around the whole room and he took every present. Popcorn,
And bicycles,
roller skates,
drums, checkerboards,
tricycles, popcorn,
and plums.
and he stuffed them in bags.
Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney.
Then he slumped to the icebox.
He took the Who's feast.
He took the Who's pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out the icebox as they wrapped in tight pitch. And as quick as they flashed. Why the Grinch even took their last pan of too hot?
Then the Grinch stuffed all the food up his going. And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and started to shove. When he heard a small sound like the call of a dove. And he turned on fast, and he saw a small move.
Then a single blue.
It was not more than two. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Pooh daughter who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Easy was why? Why are you taking up this tree? Why?
well, you know that the Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie. He thought it up quick.
Why would I think it was high?
Big Sandy Claus lied.
There's a light on the street that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it up home to my workshop right here. I'll fix it up there and then bring it back here. And his fib full of the child.
Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself steel wire. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse.
Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses.
Even crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 9:15. And all the Who's still lay bed. All the Who's still lay snooze.
When he packed up his snuff.
Packed it up with their presents. The ribbons. The wrappings. The tags.
And the tinsel.
The trimming.
The trapping.
3,000 feet up. Up to the size of Mount Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip top to dump it.
Pooh to the Who's.
He was grinchiously humming.
They're finding out now Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know what just they'll do. Their mouths will be hanging open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo-hoo. That's annoying.
Grinned the Grinch.
I must have must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his heel, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow.
But the sound wasn't sad.
Why? It sounded merry.
It couldn't be so.
But it was merry.
Very!
He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore.
Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas,
He thought,
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then?
well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. In a minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight. He whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys. And the food for the feast. And he who sewed the Grinch carved the roast beast.